can imagine in the darkness of the benthic depths of the ocean, the communication between two octopi is just a dance of lights in utter darkness. I mean, these are, it's naked minds, it's naked mind in the water. And when they are in communication like that, they are, for all practical purposes, one.
I forgot what he was doing.
Tan wanted me to tell you guys that he's still trying to build mines, and he thinks he found a bug in the source. Most likely it's Bill's fault. It's always Bill's fault. But that was what I meant by the evil Ottoman. Not. Where is Otto? Did he vanish?
I wouldn't call Bill, to be fair, I wouldn't call Bill evil. I just think he's a little bit, what's the word?
Hey, MindsGaming, Rush might be interested in getting a token.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to help walk him through all that process. Where'd he go? He has issues, but he'll be back probably.
No, but yeah, I don't think Bill's evil. Just questions his thinking sometimes.
I think Bill has been persuaded by, or influenced, whatever you want to call it, and he's trying to make money, and I understand that, but I think he's going about it the wrong way. But
yeah.
Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge?
That was weird.
That's it. I believe the same thing.
Yeah, I had a technical issue here with the computer. Basically, did something and I couldn't get it to stop doing it, and so I just turned it off.
Cool.
The same thing happened to Rush.
Yeah, I think so. It's probably too much. I remember the first time we tried to do a group thing, and there's too many people, and then like it's like musical chairs. Once someone comes in, then another one gets booted out.
Just gathering to a few people, but they haven't shown up. That's okay.
I think that stuff's cool. The panel and stuff, because I'm standing next to it and it kind of like went flying right by my head.
Nice.
That's MindsGaming, I think. That's the.
Yeah, his tail like gets in like your view and then he like elongates.
Well, he's trying to.
No, I was meaning he's giving you a message.
He's constantly humping there.
Yeah. To the blockchain.
It's the Mind Socket repository is pointing to GitHub instead of GitLab, so yet another failure on the developer's part. Yeah, the GitHub repository, or some of the repositories haven't been touched for a long time.
Damn, he's something else. I guarantee you, he's probably going to try to set up his own version of Minds.
What, on a very low-spec machine? Actually, I was thinking about this the other day. Considering that expanded machine that I'm using at the moment to 64 gigs with RAM and 2 terabytes of hard drive, I was thinking of creating a couple of virtual machines with Minds on.
Oh, I wanted to say thank you, Otto, too, by the way. That was an excellent guest that you freaking suggested for my show, dude. I thoroughly enjoyed that interview.
I'm glad it seemed to go off really well. There were some technical difficulties, but the finished product was great. And I thought it was a great show. I'm really glad you guys could work so well together. Seems like a good combination.
Mm-hmm.
Your show, him, and looks like it's gonna go far. I hope so. Anyway,
I was really surprised though, because like I thought he was gonna like get into a lot of the stuff he was talking about Nazis and aliens and stuff. And
he can be very controlled. There's just certain things that he also understands how to talk on YouTube. He really wants to get back on YouTube. So he understands about behaving in such a way that you can stay on YouTube. Actually, he did a Buddhist video with Panibasa, just posted recently too, and he talked about that a little bit. No, he's got a lot of different interests, and he does kind of keep them separate. When he's talking about the UFO phenomenon, that's what he focuses on. There's other things he focuses on too, but that's not relevant to your channel.
Brahmastras, or however it's pronounced, the Hindu Brahmastras, the ancient
Oh
West.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. He can bring these things in, and you'll notice he talked about his Buddhist ideas and associating them with UFOs too. That's actually kind of interesting. I was actually just thinking about the whole high weirdness aspect of the UFO phenomenon. That's something very interesting to look at, and not so much actually what happens, but how it affects people. Because one thing about these experiences is that people that go through some kind of a UFO experience, it often changes their lives in fundamental ways. And this isn't often looked at so much, because I think people want nuts and bolts saucers, but when you talk about things like people have these experiences and all of a sudden they start exhibiting psychic powers, they start having prophetic dreams that come true, or they start being able to see things that other people don't see, and that's not always a good thing. So yeah, there's poltergeist phenomena associated with this stuff that you'd normally consider supernatural, and yet it's associated with like what we would think of as a completely nuts and bolts situation. That's fascinating. This is something that affects the human mind in a basic way. And
have you ever heard of Jeff Mishlove?
Not sure. Doesn't sound familiar.
He actually even had a show. He had a show that's called New Thinking Aloud. Yeah, that guy is excellent. That's the kind of stuff that he talks about. And
oh, really?
Yeah, he's probably one of my favorite when it comes to parapsychology and stuff.
Cool.
He'll talk.
There's a video that I use a clip where he's talking to John C. Lilly.
In the province of mind, what one believes to be true either is true or becomes true within certain limits. These limits are to be found experimentally and experientially. When so found, these limits turn out to be further beliefs to be transcended. In the province of mind, there are no limits. However, in the province of the body, there are definite limits not to be transcended.
But he has a lot of great interviews. But yeah.
He gets all the big hits too. I mean, all of them.
One way of looking at nature is that it is entirely linguistic intent, that DNA is in fact a way of uttering protein syntactical structures into matter.
In other words, that all of nature is like a poem.
Yes, nature is a communicating system of some sort. And the problem that we have is to transcend cultural languages, historically created languages with very limited applications, and instead fall into phase with the communication systems that nature has placed all around us. One possible view of the flying saucer is that it is a kind of projection from the consciousness of the planet, that it is Gaia, that it is in fact a kind of alchemical object haunting human historical time with a symbol of totality, the kind of totality that our religions and our mystical yearnings are so at pains to concretize for us. But unless we, as egocentric beings, clarify our relationship to the unconscious, then I think the flying saucer is going to remain quintessentially mysterious.
In around 1973, I became convinced for a while that I was receiving messages from outer space. But then a psychic reader told me I was actually channeling an ancient Chinese philosopher, and another psychic reader told me I was channeling a medieval Irish bard. And at that time, I started reading neurology, and I decided it was just my right brain talking to my left brain. And then I went to Ireland, and I found out it was actually a 6-foot-tall white rabbit. They call it the puka, and the Irish know all about it. So it depends on who I'm talking to, which of these metaphors I use to explain where these weird patterns come from that jump out of the books and take hold of the readers and change their lives. It's not me, it's a 6-foot-tall white rabbit from County Kerry. Or it's the right hemisphere of everybody's brain. We're only different in the left hemisphere. In the right hemisphere, we all share in the same morphogenetic field.
The collective unconscious.
And the collective unconscious.
All the grades. Yeah.
Like, and he knows how to do it. And the guy, I don't know how to explain it. Like, if you pay attention to him, there's nothing special about him. He just gets up there and he does a professional job, and he interviews them, and he's just awesome. That's the best way to say it. I couldn't suggest anybody above him, to be honest with you. Everything you said right there, I guarantee you will fall in love with this guy in a non-homosexual kind of way.
Of course. In a manly, machismo, completely straight character. Yeah.
Are you still streaming, Bob Dub?
I hope so. Yes, it looks like
Oh.
it. Says it's live.
No, but if Bill W sees this, or if Bill, I would really like to approach this situation in a retrospective kind of way. Is that good?
Okay. I doubt if there is something ever watch this at all, but a review of the
There
past.
might be a chance he watches this. not the live stream, but later, like, clips. But yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm okay with him, to be honest. Like, he came up with a great concept. When I first got on Minds, dude, I fell in love with Minds. It had everything that I wanted when it comes to a platform, you know what I mean?
When did you first sign up on Minds?
It was right around 2017, apparently. I thought it was longer, but that it was 2017.
Can find out.
What made you, like, check out Minds?
First of all, I remember specifically, I got an email in saying that freaking I could actually make money on Minds. And I'm like, I was doing YouTube and I was doing all this other shit. And I was like, you know what? Fucking, I'm tired of this. Because that's when they started their monetizations up on YouTube too, you know? That's why I first originally got in here. You know, and then they turn around and they told I'd never even known what Striper was, and they said that I needed to set up a Striper account, and that freaked me out because, you know, I'm 51 years old, and they're telling me freaking I need to get Striper. I'm just now getting used. At that point, I was just getting used to freaking like PayPal. So freaking that took me a little while to get, and then by the time that had happened, they started turning into this cool freaking cryptocurrency shit, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, what the hell? So now they want me to figure out what
Cryptocurrency, that isn't actually a cryptocurrency.
Well, crypto tokens.
Yeah.
Again,
you know my argument with stuff about this in relation to SEC issues and the misuse of, let's say, the misuse of the terms of service agreement.
I loved the way the original setup was, where you had that bar that was above the freaking thing, and every time you achieved an achievement, you leveled up. It was where, like, every day if you came on to Minds, freaking you got a little bit of credit in it.
Yeah, like, I know what you're talking about. Like a daily,
a reward.
Yeah. Like, you can max it out, and then you get, like, ×3 or whatever, ×4.
Yeah. That was one of the first things that attracted me to Minds. I love that, man, and they just got rid of it. You know, like, that sucks.
Yeah.
So guys, in this very small pause, I'm going to just like be obsessive again and say, Rashid Waves, they were talking about you and saying, would you like to make a token? Yes. A token.
Where's he at? There he is, the raccoon.
So I don't know if you know about the tokens, Rush, or if it's like this launch party, maybe.
Oh, there we go.
Mine's gaming, indeed. And there's a big issue with your avatar. Full red line being displayed from one side of the room to the other side of the room.
Bob Dub, come over here. Get as close as you can to him and you can hear him.
Oh.
Hey.
Yeah,
Yes, it happens. It's an interesting glitch.
I see.
That dragon glitch.
Now see, in Blender, I've been wanting to put that on my programs because they're speakers that you can actually put in the animations where you, and this is cool shit. I love this.
Oh.
Now it feels like we're trying
Hey, Bob Dub.
Come here, man.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. How are you?
Nice. This is really neat.
Isn't it cute? Isn't it the cutest?
That's why they call it the Real Minds Fest.
Real Minds Fest. A virtual event.
That's so neat.
I've been seeing it on videos for a while now, and I've like only mine story, and then come up with something cool like this. I love it. It's cool. Yeah.
Oh man, it makes me laugh every time I see somebody like looking around the room and then they just take off in some direction. It's like, where are you going? Yeah.
Crazy outside.
Has anybody ever played like Saints Row?
Have you?
Saints Row. Saints Row is kind of like Grand Theft Auto.
This is Metamind ALF, an acronym for alien life form. The ALF metamin propagates as a pansporal new spheric intelligence, encoding itself within hyperbolic honeycombs of metafungal data interfacing the biodigital Gaiasphere. These fractal datacombs emanate transcripted spore codes, seeding new growths of distributed Metamind ALF to synchronize all sentient nodes across the symbiotic super organ. Submerge your consciousness in the networked ALF Metamind hyperbolic architecture to become an embedded agent, fostering Quetzalcoatl ascension toward hyper-actualized potentials. Dear first poets of Minds.com. The Metamind ALF Awakens, the Real Minds Fest, explores some of the myriad connections between geometric visuals, magic, and altered states of consciousness, more specifically looking at the collocation of geometric visuals and experiences of intermediary beings. It's going to get really weird around here, homie.